I always wonder this, when you first start playing, like you started playing and now here you are at your second international, are you able to kind of step back and look around and kind of marvel at how far you've come? It's
tough because the trip started so long ago. Like I started playing games like Dota like almost 10 years ago.
I want to ask you about the last year's international. That was your first time on the big stage.
Yeah.
Took third.
Yep.
You really kind of came out and blamed yourself, at least a little bit. You kind of came out and said a few things that were pretty self-deprecating. Why do that?
I think that's part of my role as captain, is to like accept blame, and I don't mind like sheltering it all from my teammates. And last year, I do think that a lot of the blame does rest on me because I am the captain, and in the end, I'm the one responsible for like most of the decisions that happen.
What can you tell me about your teammates?
Which ones?
Any of them. Let's start with Fear. I mean,
Sure.
He's coming off of a pretty serious injury, and he's back.
Yeah.
What's it like to be captaining a guy who was all the way back at the earlier international?
Fear's kind of like the co-captain of the team, I guess. I trust in his decision-making to support mine. So a lot of times I'm always checking with him to make sure things are going well. He's also our carry player, so a lot of the game rests on his ability to help us win. Mm-hmm. So I'm always checking with him to make sure if we're ready to go, if we can take this fight, and he always makes pretty cool, calm, collected decisions for the most part.
Does it do anything for the confidence of the whole team having him back and a part of it?
I think everyone on our team has like the utmost faith in him to be a strong player that we know he can be. So I think our team is very confident, and he's definitely a big part of that. Having
been studying up a little bit on the landscape in the last couple of months, I was really surprised to see how many changes were made between teams and among teams. That obviously happened for you.
Yeah.
How soon after the most recent international did that happen, and what are things like now between you and Arteezy and Zai, for example?
So we had a pretty stable roster. After TI, we replaced Mason with Fear, who just came back from his injury. And we played for 4 or 5 months and had some very good results. We did very well. We ended up losing. We did very poorly in the Summit 2, which was an event that I think was in either December or January. And then that's when we kind of went through some turmoil and lost Zai and Arteezy. And we had to replace them with Ali and Sumail. And for our relationship now, it's pretty friendly. Honestly, now, at the beginning, there was a lot of tenacity and obviously a little bit of kind of disappointment from me and like anger as well. But I'm, for the most part, over it. But I'd be lying if I said I didn't want to beat them, probably more than everyone else.
There's so much at stake because it's obviously the game and the team and the business side of it, but there's so much personal attached to it. And it sounds like it would have been easy to take it personally when you have two guys who you're friends with, who are teammates, who leave.
It's kind of like a question of like faith. Like, do you believe in your teammates? Do you believe that this team has the potential to win? And when you sign up for your team at the beginning of the year, right after the international, you'll find a new team and you'll be like, hey, we're going to do this year. We're going to work hard for the entire 11 months, and then we're going to hopefully, win TI. And when you get halfway through the year and people just give up, it's at the first sign of struggle. It's very disappointing, but both those guys are really young, so I understand.
When you're talking about winning it all and you're very competitive, what would winning the international this year mean to you and your team?
It would just be like the pinnacle of success for us, like winning this tournament that we've all watched happen 4 years in a row. Like, this is 5th year. I think we're finally ready. I think we have all the tools to be successful, and we just got to go out there and perform. I just don't want there to be any questions. I don't want anyone to be like, oh, maybe these guys are the best. Oh, maybe these guys are the best. I want to be like Evil Geniuses, PPD, the best.
No question.
No questions. I want to silence all the doubt. A lot of teams that don't have the same preparation and strength, I think there's going to be some really nasty games.
What do you want to say to fans of Evil Genius?
Fans of Evil Genius, it's fun. International is in North America, so there's always tons of EG fans here. At least there was last year. I think there'll be a good amount this year as well. I just want to say thanks for supporting us and being fans, even when we went through some darker times in the middle of the year. But I think we're very confident and hope to do them proud this year.
Well, good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for talking to us.